Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction / gardener, and we are back for another summer garden tour / update. Today is an active work day in the garden. My mom is over today helping me do some weeding. We've got bugs. Her and Jackson ran across the street to her house and they're gonna mix up, I think, some neem oil spray to hopefully get things under control. I don't think of stuff like that really until she comes over and she's like, hey, your cabbage has aphids or green beetle or something. So that's that. There was also some black aphid, I believe she said, on our bean or on the shelling peas. That's what it was. So we're just gonna do the regular tour and then I'll show you everything else that's going on. There's been so much growth in the last week. Just like every week, I'm just totally mind blown in how much has happened. So we're just gonna start here since we're here. In the bean department, it looks like we're probably gonna be able to start harvesting beans soon. I'd like to try and wait until we at least have enough for a meal, but I suppose that I can pick things and just have them ready because that's what they do in the grocery store. These peas are kind of fizzling out, which I'm okay with. I think I am going to start pulling some of the plants out just to give some more sun to some of the squash that are over here. I think that they probably need a little, and that's why they're not doing so much. But I did notice on one of the plants, look at that guy. I think this was a spaghetti squash. And then I think in the corners, I had planted the white pumpkin. So we're just gonna, oop, there's something. We're just gonna wait and see what happens here. And my mom was saying that since we're getting closer to cooler weather, I could probably still plant these cabbages and actually get something. So I think we'll give that a go and just see what happens. Maybe, I don't know where I'll do it, but I'll do it somewhere. Carrots, I'm so proud of them. They're just doing so good. Has anybody ever made a carrot pesto out of the tops? I've heard of people doing that and I'm very curious as to whether or not it's good. Josh did some pruning on the tomatoes the other day and these Romas are just looking amazing. Look at these. Oh my goodness. And it's situations like this that just really give me the false hope that I know what I'm doing. I still haven't put any dirt in the potato bags, but I'll try and do that today. These nasturtiums are just, they're amazing and gorgeous. I really haven't done anything with them other than just enjoy the way they look. But every once in a while I'll pop by and have a snack when I'm walking through the yard. And the birdhouse gourd is kind of taking over that sunflower there. But it looks like we're going to get quite a few gourds. And then we still have those two little resilient cherry tomatoes on this plant. I don't think I'll ever do tomatoes in a pot again. And then I really need to come through and get these pokies out. And then our lovely lettuce bolting as usual. The bees have been enjoying these blooms. I didn't even realize how tall that was getting. I didn't like this lettuce. We're just definitely romaine and butter lettuce people. I like arugula and stuff, but we are going to, I'm thinking today I'm gonna harvest this butter lettuce. Look at, it's just beautiful and fat and I love it. And then the peas that I planted over here are starting to come up. I'm really glad that I decided to do another round of those. And my mom told me the other day, we had gone camping and she was taking care of things here. Your cucumbers are doing really good. And I didn't even realize we had any, but we do. Look, little babies. And that guy right there, I think that would be the perfect pickle. I think next year I'm just going to plant 70 cucumber plants because we go through pickles like crazy. I've been getting the organic Woodstock pickles and I really like them. They're good. I feel like health-wise they're the best choice that the grocery store offers. And I think last Tuesday I got 4 jars and they were gone within a week. So if we ever go broke and lose our home, it's 100% because of all the money that we're shoveling out on jars of pickles. And then over here, I didn't even realize, like, that's a beet. That's a big beet. They were just doing nothing and then all of a sudden, here they are. And then we've got some zinnia blooms, well, buds. The dill's coming up. And we did harvest a couple zucchini the other day, but I did notice a few zucchini that looked like they didn't get pollinated. Let me see, where are they? I think I put it in here for the chickens. Oh, yeah, just like that little dud. And then over here with the cabbage, my mom and I think that this one will be able to save. It doesn't look like there's really any damage in there. And I have seen people use like an old pair of tights, stockings, nylons, whatever you want to call them, and put it over the cabbage and then secure it with a rubber band. And because the material is stretchy, like it can still grow, but then it's protected from bugs and critters and whatnot. So I kind of want to try that on this. I asked my mom if she'd grab me a pair of her old nylons and see if we can save this one. But we did chop off all of the bad infested stuff over here. And there's a gardening book of my mom's that says that if you do that, there's the possibility of getting, I believe, per leaf, like if there's 4 or 5 leaves, you would get either like 4 or 5 small heads of cabbage. So I will take 4 or 5 small heads of cabbage over no cabbage. We're just gonna see what happened. Oh, that deer. So that big long panel of fencing that we had leaning up against that, we took that off last week because things were really starting to come up and fill in. I needed to weed in there. I did a little bit today, but since that's gone, that lovely darling doe and her baby can now get in the garden. So she walked through here the other day. You can see her footprint. She just chomp, came in here and just like bit off a ton of the tomato leaves. She didn't eat any of the tomatoes, so I guess deer don't like tomatoes. I don't know if it's a huge deal to have those leaves gone, but we will see. I did some weeding in here. It's just shenanigans in there. I'm hoping that when the zinnias start to bloom, it'll actually look like something's happening. I just really haven't been able to tend to things like I want to because I have a toddler, and I don't know, am I using him as an excuse or is he my reason? I don't know. There are just so many people with kids that have amazing, beautiful, immaculate gardens, and maybe that's just all the Instagram worthy stuff that they post and they don't post the real life stuff that would make me feel better about myself. Like, you know, just stuff like this happens and it's okay, but whatever. That's just me needing to not compare myself to people on the internet, and I am just trying not to do that, but I do. Anyway, I'm rambling about things that aren't related to this. Okay, again, just hold on, detour. Our blueberries are doing so good. We've been trying to get to them before the birds do. There were a few that I had left on here to ripen for the boys, and the birds had got to them before we had a chance to. So we're just like trying to get them as quick as we can. And then this hydrangea, oh my gosh, it's just the best. My aunt and uncle just got my mom, I think it's a strawberry shortcake hydrangea where the blooms start out white and then they turn pink over time, and I'll see if I can get a video of it and add it in this week's video because it's just absolutely gorgeous. Grapes are still growing. No grapes, but the plant is growing. And then this is probably one of my favorite areas of the yard. I really don't think I like orange until this happens. I don't know what's so great about that end because like it's just exploding, and down here things really seem to fizzle out. But there's another zinnia. I think I'm going to take you. These sunflowers are they're just the tallest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And then another zinnia that we are going to take as well. That probably isn't the preferred method of picking flowers, but it's gonna work for today. Ooh, more cucumbers. And this mullein, like, what do I do? Do I just leave it there and wait and see what happens? Because it's very tall. And then over here, there's the one little nasturtium bloom. Oh, and I really need to just showcase this marigold. Like, how fat and beautiful is that? I just love it. My mama has told me frequently how she does not like marigolds, and this is my first year planting the orange variety, but I just like it. I really like it. I think it was the Kilimanjaro African variety. I think that's what it's called. But it's a white marigold. I planted that last year, and they weren't really white. They were more of like an off-white, but they were really pretty. But I think that if I had to choose, I'd go with the orange ones again. They're just big and exciting. Oh, and then over here, those sunflowers are really starting to make an appearance. I think in front of those, I am going to plant some more and see what I get. I pulled out all the chamomile. It was super dead. And then here's an update on the jalapenos. My mom said I probably need to fertilize them, but holy smokes, look at that guy. That one in the corner, it was the sriracha pepper that I had gotten from the store for Josh. That one obviously got a better start to life. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just planted those other ones too late. Let's see. Okay. Now over in this overgrown neck of the woods, the corn and the pumpkins are just still, gosh, I just, like, look, I'm just so proud this year. Look at that corn. There's corn on there. And over here, bippity boppity boo, would you look at that pumpkin? That one, I don't know what's happening there. And that little guy accidentally broke off earlier. There's this one over here too. I'm just so darn excited. Potatoes are growing. Speaking of potatoes, the other day Josh found a bag of sprouted potatoes in the pantry and decided that he was going to go plant them in the yard. And when I protested and said, hey, we're in the middle of making dinner, and he said, it'll take me 5 minutes. I said, okay, I'll time you. He went and did it. He didn't get it done in 5 minutes, but he certainly tried, and you can tell it's just like the bag's still out there. He did it, and we'll see what happens, but I wouldn't say it's the best representation of the yard work quality that he can do. Since we have fenced off the raspberries, I don't know if that has anything to do with it or just growing, they've filled in so much, and I'm really hoping that this fall we'll be able to get several more plants for my parents. The deer just make everything so hard, and I love them and I think they're beautiful, but also, good gravy, they're so annoying. Kind of like me sometimes. Sometimes I just have the best jokes. Okay, well, anyway, that's that. Thanks for tagging along for another garden video. Hopefully I'll have some positive news to share next week regarding the bug situation and whatnot, and everything will be nice and tidy, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, bye for real. I'll see you next week. As always, I love you. Have fun and be kind.